what's up, guys? I wanted to do a live stream in the morning just to do some QA and have some fun about Detroit Lions. We got some games today, big games in the NFL, and we want to see what's going on, and I wanted to talk about today. Just have a good time, do a stream, do some QA, talk about what you guys are doing today, what you guys are thinking of for the games, who do you want to win, all of that lovely stuff. So that's what today is all about. This stream is your stream. It is a QA stream, and it is time to do that. So let me get my question stuff up here for you, and then we will start to take some questions here. This was an inverted stream, so this is one of those quickies. So, yeah, let me get this thing going on for you guys. We got this one. Bam. That works. Let's go ahead and put on. It needs to be the big comment, not baby boo-boo comment. Let's get this big old comment right there. And then let's get this thing a-popping. Okay. Now let me get this shine up here. All right, folks. Let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. QA today. What's up from Muncie, Michigan in the house? What's up, Mike? Love the name. It's a great name. Thank you for joining the stream. Throw in your... If I miss a question, guys, I'm going to miss it. This is a QA. Just repost it. I'm not ignoring. I will try to take as much as I can. Just repost it if I do not get your question. That's how I'll see it. Is Branch done for the season for next season? No. It's going to be 8 months until what? They got to start training camp again. I would expect Brian Branch to come back week 6 through Thanksgiving. That's what I would expect. I would expect that. He said Highland, Michigan. Who is going to do the role of Brian Branch since Harper is probably going to be out as well? Look, they got, we could use Rocky Sin. He's played safety as well. We got Maddox. I gotta keep it a buck. I'm more worried about next year with Brian Branch than this year. Because Brian Branch wasn't playing that great, to be honest with you. So I know a lot of people is, what are those things, man? Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, that's the hair now. So far I got 6 months to go, and it's already amazing. Let's see. Shout out to the best quarterback there, Jared Goff. There was some love for Jared Goff. Okay, Green Bay Packers or Bears. Now, I'm going to disagree with Pride of Detroit here. They're rooting for the Bears to win. I'm rooting for the Packers to win. I want the Packers to win because we already lost, right, to the Packers. We already lost twice to them. So for us to get into the playoffs, I think you want the Bears to kind of fall off a cliff, right? Because we already beat the Bears. And we faced the Bears the last game of the year. So if the Bears lose today, and then the Lions, it really could be the playoffs, could be, that final game there for the Lions to get in as a wild card spot. So I'm going to go with I would want the Packers to win. But that means the Packers win the division. So that's what you'd have to think about that too. How do you think we're going to do against the Rams? Oh, ask me tomorrow. I want to see what the Rams do today. What I'm saying? Are they on a bye week? They could be on a bye week. I don't know. Do they play today? Let me see. I was kind of hoping they played today so we can watch them. LA Rams today. Okay, it's at 4:25, so I'll be watching that game. That's the big game there. I want to see what happens in this game. But right now, I'd say favored would have to go LA. I'd have to go with LA. That's who the favorite here. Keep doing the questions, folks. Keep doing those questions, folks. Come on in with questions. Let's see. Lions playoffs hopes are still alive. Absolutely, is still alive. Each game's a playoff game for the Lions right now. Now, to be honest with you, I think the Lions could fall to the Rams and still make the playoffs at 11 wins. You'd have to win the next 3. But you got The line's going to be favored in the Steelers game, the Vikings game, and I don't know about the Bears game. We'll see, but they'll be favored in those too, so it really could come down to that final game. He says, I'd rather have the Packers win. Who do you guys want to win in the Packers and Bears game? Who do you guys want to win in this one? This is your guys' stream today, so let me know, who do you guys want to win today? Who do you think is the next good player Detroit is going to bring up? Man, I don't know. I don't think there's anybody this year that really is going to be that guy. We got 4 games left, guys. Miles Frazier, he was brought up last week, and I thought he did a phenomenal job. Phenomenal job. And I would like for him to continue to get that, but yeah. Safeties, yeah, we're going to get some safety. We'll probably draft a safety in the draft. We still got to get tackle and edge. Who is more Jay? I'm going to go with LaFleur. He is definitely more. What do you think will the Lions' record be at the end of the season? I'm going to go with 11 wins. I'm going to go 11 wins. I think we lose next week, and then we win the next 3. 11 wins. What do you guys think? What do you think the Lions' record will be? I actually started with 11 wins. That was my season prediction. And it's looking like it's coming close to that, right? Thoughts on the Rams game today or the Rams game next week with the Lions? It's going to be tough as hell. It's going to be the toughest game. It's going to be the last toughest game on the schedule. I mean, we're talking about a team that could host the number 1 seed. And they got hella weapons, man. Devontae Adams. Oh, that's their number 2. I want to know how Kirby Joseph can run up and down the sideline and help celebrate with defenses, but he can't play. Well, if you got to understand this, Michael McDermott. If he has a knee issue, you could probably run forward, but it's cutting, it's side to side. I had a meniscus tear, and that was a huge deal. Okay, so I could see him running or jogging, but you cutting, that's a different beast. There's going to be no trade rumors because the trade deadline has passed, so there is none. He says 12-5. That would be nice if they got 12-5. That would be great. He says, don't sleep on the Bears in the last game. Absolutely not sleeping on it. But at least we'd have a shot at the playoffs, you know. At least you have a shot. The Lions aren't winning the NFC North. There is no shot for them to win the NFC North. The Bears or the Packers will win the division. It's going to be one of those two. I think it's going to be the Packers. I think the Packers win today. That's what I think. For some context, everyone with how important the Rams win with everyone, if the Lions pull a win out of a playoff chance, goes around 60-ish% to over 80-ish%. How important this Rams win? Oh yeah, for sure. You win that game, and you're like you said, you really do have a chance then at the playoffs. But it's going to be a hard one. He is done. He is not coming back. Ragnow is done. He is going to be out, I think, all the way till probably week 4 through week 8 of next year. He had a torn Achilles. That's a long recovery, man. That's not an easy one. It's not a broken leg. I want the Packers to win. I think the best option for the Lions is if the Packers sweep the Bears. They win the division, and then the Lions beat Chicago to take that final wild card spot. I think that is the best path for the Lions. Doesn't mean that's the only path, though. Look, you got the Seahawks facing the Falcons here. You want the Falcons to win this game, but it's going to be tough. Saints at Buccaneers. You want the Saints to win that game, but in all honesty, it doesn't really matter. Then you got obviously the Bears and Packers game. You got the Rams and Cardinals. You want the Cardinals to pull off an upset, but you see this, the problem. Eagles at Chargers. All the teams are facing easy-ass teams. That's why we need some upsets. With Branch's season-ending Achilles and secondary already messed up, what one thing does the defense need to do differently to survive the last few games? I think we're in a situation of last year. We got to get pressure. Pressure. That's it. The secondary is wrecked, right? You just got to get pressure. Blitzes. We're going to have to do what we did last year again with the defense. Consistent injuries. I mean, I don't know what is going on with these injuries. It's been so much and is consistent. Something has got to change. Something's got to change. I don't know what it is, but. Hey, what's up, man? It's been a minute since I've seen you in here. What's up, Blackaroni? That is funny. I just remember the picture, though. See, Lions are the best team out there when they're playing right. Yeah, when they're playing right. They got to play right. Yes, the Goff had great production because he had time in the pocket, and he had the ability to stand in the pocket and deliver the football. And that's what we really like, right? That's what he did. Christmas is almost here, and I'm super stoked for it for sure because I told everybody in my family, personally, especially my kids, what I want. I don't want clothes. I don't want electronics. I want something that I really, really like. Something that is the best, and that's Omaha Steaks because I'm a huge, massive fan of Omaha Steaks. I love food. That's the best thing you can get. And they're my go-to option for holiday dinners, and they are the perfect Christmas gift. From holiday hostings to unforgettable gifts, Omaha Steaks delivers the world's best steak experience. Give family and friends the USDA-certified tender steaks, juicy burgers, cozy and convenient comfort meals, and so much more. Our listeners get an extra $35 off with the promo code LIONS at checkout. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and a variety of every bite that is backed by their 100% guarantee. Every steak is perfectly aged to maximize tenderness and hand-cut by master butchers in America's heartland. Omaha Steaks delivers an exclusive lineup of USDA-certified tender steaks and their fan-favorite filet mignons that have achieved the distinction of USDA-certified very tender. So save big on gourmet gifts and more holiday favorites with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off their site-wide during their Sizzle All the Way sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code LIONS at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. That's omahasteaks.com, code LIONS. Link is going to be in the comment section and description of this stream. Yeah, I love it too. Man. I love it too. The flag problem. You know, this isn't, I think you're going to have young players that do flags, but my goodness, it has got to get better. It just seems like each week it's not improving, and you are 1,000% correct, Pab B. This has to get better. This has to improve. For next year, I don't know why there's so much discipline issues, but that is an issue for the Detroit Lions. We got to stop with these flags. Will Vaki play safety? No, he's injured. Vaki's always injured. They must be pumping the Flint water into the Lions practice facility. That very well could be. It's a joke, but yeah, I don't know I couldn't tell you. Can Goff play the bad weather? Seemed like Philly with his gloves was garbage. He's played with the gloves before. This was just, I think that's an anomaly. Sometimes he just plays like cheeks. You know, it's just sometimes that happens. I don't know if it's really anything, but you know, everyone has a bad game here or there. In your opinion, Tom, good or good? I want to talk about this because I went over the film, and I specifically wanted to go over what was the difference between Tom Kennedy's kick returns and what we have seen so far this year. I specifically wanted to watch this, and I'm so glad you brought this up because I just forgot. He is really patient for his blocks. So when he's doing his returns, watch him. He actually is just following his guys. He's not going off his own. He's not trying to do anything special. Tom Kennedy simply followed his blocks. So when he went on there and he said, I followed my blocks, he was not lying. It was not like it was really fast. He literally was patient and followed the guys ahead of him, and that resulted in these great returns. If he continues to do that, that's amazing for the Lions special teams unit. I mean, if we can continue to get returns like that, it's not going to happen every single time. But hell, I mean, it's net positive returns, and he's simply doing fundamentals. So that is something that can be repeated because he's fundamental in his returns. So that's why he was very successful. Okay. Why can't Tesla get more involved? Your question is as good as mine, and I don't know. I couldn't tell you why he's not involved more to this point. I would like to see him involved, but he is not involved at this point as much as you would like to. You know, when you trade away Tim Patrick, you expected him to be Tim Patrick, and they just didn't do that. And I think that was a fundamental issue for the Lions offense as well. You didn't have that reliable number 3 out there that you can rely on. Trading him away was a big mistake, in my opinion. TK is also more willing to give up his welfare to the team. Yeah, and he's an older player, experience. Agree with all of those. Decker's probably going to retire after the season if he can't get this injury fixed. The Lions, even if he doesn't, the Lions got to prepare as if he is. That's what he's got to do, right? You got to prepare for the worst. You cannot have another 2025 with a Frank Ragnow retirement and then go into the year and be like, oh, we didn't know. That would be devastating. You got to make sure that offensive line is good to go, and that's the important part. No, I don't think he should get an expanded role. No, I think he's perfectly fine where he's at, guys. Right now, he's our backup kick returner, and that's fine where he's at. If he needs to play an offense, he can, but I don't expect him to be out there and be. I mean, who do you want on the field more? Tom Kennedy or St. Brown? Tom Kennedy or Jamison Williams? Tom Kennedy or Isaac Tesla? Now, some people may actually go with Tom Kennedy right now with that, but that's the question you got to ask. Tom Kennedy, or if you want to go an extra, you want to put Montgomery in the field with Gibbs. So these are the type of things you just got to think about. Hey, friend. What's up, friend? Miss your question, just repost it. I'm going to miss questions. It's what I do. I'm human. Do you think that Frank Ragnow would try to come back? No. I think he's not coming back. Lions are never going to get to the Super Bowl. These damn runs into the ground all year, practice. I don't know. They got to figure something different in regards to injuries. And that's just the definition of insanity is doing something over and over again and expecting a different result. Something is not working. I don't know what it is. I am not the one to tell you. But now it has been years of this. So there is a path. Now, again, drafting injury-prone players is one of those things. Joshua Pascal, Marcus, bringing in Marcus Davenport, Levi and Uzurike, Afutu Malfan, we have him. When you're Ennis Rakestraw, when you draft injured-prone players, don't get upset. The people that drafted them when they get injured, right? So that is one thing they have got to stop. Don't draft players who are injured. That would be a start. And I do believe turf is causing some of it. I do. I would like the Lions, and they're not going to do it, but to just go to regular grass. You see some stadiums that will switch it out. They'll have regular grass. They'll grow it. I would love that. They're not going to do it. And I do think the turf does cause some injuries. I think it gives the Lions speed, right? They're good at home, but it also causes injuries, and in my opinion. I could be, you guys could disagree. Because I see a lot of the injuries do happen at Ford Field. There needs to be a serious discussion of the offseason about the injuries. I agree, there has to be. There has to be. That has to be part of it. I mean, I would completely disagree if they're like, oh, it's just the same thing over and over again. No. Do investigations. Do research. I mean, you're a $1 billion company. Like, figure it out. Who is going to play tight end to finish the season? I have zero idea. I don't know. I mean, I got to keep it a buck. I didn't even know who was on the field last week because we're bringing in new tight ends because everyone's getting injured. So, ask me next week. Maybe they'll bring in another guy. There's a reason MetLife is called the Grim Reaper of players. That's not a good thing to be called, the Grim Reaper of players. So our draft position isn't good. Do we do to make a decision and take a quality picks? In regards to the draft, we've drafted quality players. I think that we just got to stop doing. This is what needs to change, in my opinion. Stop drafting injured players who have as prior injuries. Okay, you got to stop doing that, man. I don't care. It really affects the team. That's what you have to do. And I think you got to put ego aside. I think you have to put ego aside. There is now, in my opinion, you guys may disagree. I think there has been an ego of, we don't need to get a pass rusher. Everyone that's talking about this, we don't need it. We're good. I think you need to remove ego. You've got to stop that, man. I think that's a net negative. I think everybody's got to remove ego in life. You do that, it's a positive, but I think there is an ego out there of we're good. I know what I'm doing. You guys don't know anything, and sometimes that will kill you. Would Laporta come back in the playoffs? I know he had a fusion, man. He's not coming, or he had a spine operation. He's not coming back. Morton's done. He's not coming back next year. Well, if he was to come back, he's not OC. But Morton's not coming back as offensive coordinator's no way. Dan Campbell's going to bring him back and have him do it. No, he's injured. Pascal's injured. I don't know. There's been rumors. It could be the cancer. It just could be injury. I don't know. Hey, he's a good dude. He's a great guy. Seems like a great guy, but we shouldn't have drafted him. He was injured. Coming out of college. Completely injured. Who is coming to more expendable this offseason since keeping 200 safeties? It probably wouldn't be smart. They're going to draft a safety. I would fully expect them to draft a safety maybe in round 3. If they're to have a round 3 pick, or 4 or 5 or something like that. When is Hassanin back? Well, he's on the practice squad. So he's, if back, I don't think he's on the 53. The Legion Hooms needs to step up. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. I got to keep it a buck. It's going to sound controversial. I don't care. The Legion of Whom was doing better than our starters. Yeah, you heard it right. The Legion of Whom was doing better than our starters. Take it how you will. I am dead serious. DJ Reed has been awful. Yeah, he got that interception at the last play. It didn't matter. But terrible. Ever since he's been back, he's been horrible. He's been a net negative. I would rock you a sin over him. Yeah, right now. The safeties has been... Brian Branch has been playing good this year. Kirby Joseph was injured, right? And he was slow. I think that really hurt Kirby. And I'm glad they sat him down because him out there, his, to me, was injury, and he just was not fully able to go to his 100%. So it's just a net negative out there. But these Legion of Whom players, and maybe they're fresh, their legs are fresh, they're fast, they look like they are really trying. They're really trying. And so, Brian Branch going down for this year, yeah, it sucks. But is it really going to change that much in the secondary, dude? The secondary was terrible with our starters. We've been getting destroyed. So the Brian Branch injury is more for me for next year because I think that he can. Maybe he was injured, right? Maybe the reason his production went down is he's dealing with an injury, right? That's what I do 1,000% believe with Kirby with his knee. Because when I was watching him play before they sat him down, he was slow. And I kept saying, just sit his ass down. Stop putting these guys that are 80% out there. And that's probably what was up with Brian Branch. So now he goes down with an Achilles. But here's a positive thing. His body is now going to relax. These guys with that, so I think they've taken a pounding. I think Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, Terrion Arnold, they've been taking so much of a pounding this year. Them being done for the year is probably a good thing because I was getting mad at the coaching staff consistently putting these guys back out there when they're injured. It's not helping. I would rather have a healthy backup than an injured starter, and we've seen. So I'm not going to say, oh, that just ends the season for the Lions, Brian Branch going down, because I don't believe that's the case at all. I think that I truly do believe before he went down with an Achilles injury, Brian Branch, because he wasn't finishing plays, I think he was dealing with a significant injury, protecting his body a little bit. I do. I do believe that with Terrion Arnold before his shoulder. And I do believe that with Kirby Joseph. And this is something that I have an issue, if this is with the training staff, and this is with the coaches, I blame them. I don't blame the players. Of course they want to play. But you got to protect your players. What did we talk about all season? If there are players injured, rest them. Stop forcing people in the regular season to play. Protect your players. If they're dinged up, rest them in that game. It's okay. We have backups. You got to trust them. Remember they're forcing Taylor Decker to play. Giovanni Manu to play. And I'm like, just put Dan Skipper in there. And they did. And he did a better job because their other players are injured. This is my biggest complaint. And I thought they would do it this year. I thought they would take a more conservative approach with injuries. And if there's players that are hurting, I thought they would rest them more. But they're not. And I think forcing them to play, or not forcing them to play, but not protecting your own players and say, hey, look, guys, this dude's, he needs to sit. You do any more, he needs to rest. He needs to. They didn't do that this year, and it really irritates me, and I think that needs to change. I think drafting injury-prone players needs to change. I think protecting your players when they're dinged up, wait till they're 100%, not 90%. 100%. 100%. Wait till they're healed. Protect them, the longevity of these players. Protect them. That is my complaint. Our defense has given up more than we play zone or man. I don't think that's. It just depends on the game. I'm not even gonna stress on formation because you're having players that are out of position. They're getting beat. We've seen that with DJ Reed. Doesn't really matter what it is, right? He's just getting beat. Just what he's literally just getting beat. So I'm not even going to go with scheme. I'm not. Players got to be able to do their job. And DJ Reed and as of late with Amik Robertson have not done their job. They have not. They have been bad. Miles Frazier has been amazing. And that is huge. Huge. And I hope he does it again. Remember, he's a rookie, guys. We can't put, and he's going to make mistakes. Same with Tate Ratledge. I'm fine with them making mistakes, right? You'll never hear me complain, oh, Miles Frazier, oh no, he left the sack. Well, he's a rookie, you know. But you clearly seen how much better the offensive line is. So that is a huge, huge thing. And he's got 4 weeks. We got 4 weeks to see what he can do with the guard position. And Mahogany potentially, we know Mahogany's eventually will come back, right? So, whoa. I have no idea. That was weird. So I had music play in the background. So we have 4 weeks or potentially more with Miles Frazier if the Lions get the playoffs to see what he can do at the guard position. And that'll help determine what they do potentially in the draft. Graham Glasgow's not coming back next year. I'm already saying it right now. He's done. Okay? The Lions, if they decide to put Ratledge at center, that could be an option for them. Maybe they just want to keep him. We don't know what's going to happen, but we'll figure out the center position. I think the future of the guards is good. You got Miles Frazier, Mahogany. They're good. And Tate Ratledge, they're good. But I think the Lions draft a tackle in the draft. And if Taylor Decker stays this year, you can put him somewhere on the offensive line. If he doesn't, then you have your option there. But I think that's it. Yeah, there's no excuses for veterans. I have 0 excuses for veterans. Only excuses for rookies. We did good last week. They're not going for it on fourth. We need to keep it up. Yeah, I loved it. You don't have to go for it on fourth down every effing time. You don't. You can punt. You can, right? Like it's a thing you can do, and you can kick a field goal. You know, it's like you're allowed to do that. He says draft a pure center or sign one. Look, I'm with you right there. Dakota, I would probably just draft a center as well, right? That would be me, but we don't know what their plans are. Mark Burnell very well could be OC. And we've talked about this. I talked about him as OC. That makes sense, right? But what if they wanted to go Brian DeBall? They may go outside the organization. I like Zach Taylor if he was fired for the Bengals. I think that would be a good one. How much snow did you get? Man, we got a ton of snow, and I am tired of it, man. We got nailed again. We're living in Antarctica over here. It's just constant. Mike McDaniels, if he gets fired, he'd be interesting. I just don't see him being a Dan Campbell type of guy. I mean, he definitely seems like he could do some great on offense, but man, I just don't think he'd fit well in Detroit. That's my thing. What do you guys think? Do you think he'd fit well in Detroit, his personality? You heard it here first. Gibbs, defensive player of an offensive player. Yeah, it is. You know, our offense is our defense. It's always going to be this way because it always is. Every year. It's just offense. There is no defense. Maybe one. I mean, we haven't had a defense since 2016. No, 2011. No, 2014. Sorry, 2014. We have a really good defense since 2014. That's 11 years, man. It's pathetic. We haven't had, I don't even think we've had a top 20 defense in 11 years. That's horrible. Like, come on. And when it comes to the defense, man, you got to figure it out. You'll never be champions if we continue to do this. If the defense is cheeks every year. He says, bro, I just woke up. And you let me know it dumped outside. Hey, dude, it dumped bad outside, man. Sorry you woke up to finding out that there's about another foot of snow out there for you. Let's see. Mike, just started snowing here. Haven't had much cold. It's just what's that? Has a left eye. Mike, the light has left your eye. Ah, la, la, la. No. It's 11:30 in the morning, and I'm just kind of tired. It's a weekend, guys. Like, I get tired just like anybody else. And usually, yesterday I took a complete day off. I didn't want to do anything. All I did, I'm not gonna lie, just like felt like I slept. And today I'm just chilling. The roads are pretty crappy. They probably are. It just keeps dumping in Michigan. It just dumps and dumps and dumps and dumps. It doesn't end. And dumps more. And dumps more. That's what it does. Well, I appreciate everybody hanging out for about an hour. Or no, it was about 40 minutes. Sorry. 40 minutes. I'm going to go ahead. I got to make some breakfast. I'm getting hungry. I want to watch some of the games today and see what's going on with the Packers and Bears game. That one interests me a lot. So I'll be watching that.